What's up, Columbus? My name's Chris Edmonds, and I'm the host of the show that helps you put a face to the place. Today, we're here with Mark Heilman at Treadstone Climbing Gym, right here in the middle of Midtown Columbus. So, Mark, thanks for being with us, man.
Thank you.
How are you today?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Doing pretty good, man. So, I've introduced you a little bit to our viewers and listeners, but why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about Treadstone?
Well, the best way to describe Treadstone is it's a full-service climbing gym. It's a converted warehouse. It's not a single wall. It's all the walls are covered, and in fact, some of the ceiling is too. But it's a training center.
Okay.
You actually, even if you lived at the best rock climbing area in the world, you would still need a climbing gym. And Treadstone is where you do that in Columbus.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you get involved with climbing?
I started in college in 1992, so been doing it a few years, and I started on ropes courses actually, doing it
Really?
up there. Yeah, they had a course called Project Adventure.
Very cool.
Chick-fil-A, Truett Cathy, real involved in that.
Huh.
And started on their course, and then one of the other people in the course took me climbing, and it's pretty much been my life since.
Very cool, man. Yeah, that's where my first experience with ropes or heights or anything was too.
Was it Barry?
No. But in fifth grade, I grew up in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Fifth grade, our elementary school had a Coke course in the back, in the playground.
Okay.
It was nuts. So
Yeah, Boy Scouts?
I was a Boy Scout, but this
Yeah.
was actually just through the elementary school.
Right on.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Cool.
So anyway, but before we get too much deeper into us, like we'll sit here and talk all day. I know us, but do you have a favorite quote or mantra or anything like that you live by for us?
I love quotes. Love reading books on intentional living and all of that. But one of my favorite ones that comes to mind is just from Walt Disney, where he says, "Get a good idea, dog it, keep doing it until you do it right."
Ooh,
nice. And that's honestly, that kind of persistence is more important than education, than really anything else. Just being persistent, just putting your best foot forward as much as you can, and just leaning hard into the wind, putting your strongest shoulder forward.
Very cool.
And which segues right into a Calvin Coolidge quote about persistence being omnipotent.
Ooh, all right.
I like
Nice.
that.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. All right. Well, so what? We're gonna dig a little bit deeper. What brought you to Columbus in the first place?
Like a lot of people, Fort Benning.
Yeah.
Yeah, originally, but
Yeah.
a while back. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool, man.
Don't have to be in Columbus for that reason anymore, but when we got here, it was a strange thing. I mean, I've been in the climbing industry for a long, long time. I went professional within a couple of years after starting climbing.
Very cool.
And was the number 9 rock climber in the USA at one time. So
Wow.
Coming here, I had left that behind briefly, and came to Columbus as part of that hiatus. Came to Fort Benning, and then when I got finished with that, I returned to the industry that I love, climbing, and this city needed a climbing gym.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Big time. So thanks so much for that, for sure.
But it was interesting. I mean, we came here just to go further with that. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
I had, as I say, a hiatus from the climbing industry, and usually what I was accustomed to was you'd go to a landlord or a building owner or a developer, and you'd be talking them into what climbing was. I mean, for one thing, it was a lot less developed back then. I mean, I left in 2004, before I came back, and it was less developed at that time.
Right.
But what was really cool about Columbus, though, and not only did everyone know more about climbing just because it was later, 10 years later, but they had already done all their market research on adventure sports and all the demographic studies on that. So in Columbus, I wasn't talking anybody into it. I was surprised. I didn't know about the whitewater and everything else that they were going to be doing. So every time I went into somebody's office who was a developer or something like that, I was always treated like the missing link.
Exactly. They were sort of chomping at the bit for you to be here.
Yeah, they were.
That's awesome,
and it's fulfilled our expectations. We've been open a little over a year now, and it's gone really, really well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
So
congratulations.
I appreciate Columbus for taking us in that way.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
So what's the coolest thing that you've accomplished as a climbing pro, or besides being number 9? That's huge.
Yeah.
Some of the day-to-day stuff maybe. What are some of the cool things that you've accomplished with that?
Well, I don't know. It's every day in climbing is so dramatic and interesting. I mean,
you're 30 feet off the ground, hanging by a rope.
Hundreds, thousands.
Yeah. So, or at least in here you're 30 feet off the rope.
Right.
But yeah, anywhere else you could be way higher.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, in here we're training. Really, ultimately, most of us are training for outdoor climbing.
Right.
So, I mean, we're adventure athletes. Climbing just encompasses everything. It's the training. It's great people, it's travel, it's coffee in the morning and Mexican food when you're done, and so I mean it's all of those good things.
Sounds like a pretty good day.
It is, and, and it's not in the gym somewhere in a dungeon logging sets and reps on a weight bench. People, it's something you can stick to, something that's fun.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question? I kind of
yes,
chased a rabbit there.
I think you did. Yeah, for sure. So, I think you did answer it pretty good there. So, like, basically, what you're saying for us is that the coolest thing is actually the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So it's the lifestyle of being able to do what you love and not have to, sort of be, I don't know, confined only to maybe like traditional workouts, or like some of the newer stuff like CrossFit or something like that. You don't have to have that as your lifestyle. This is an alternative to health, wealth, and that kind of thing. Maybe not health.
And there are people who really enjoy logging those sets and reps and setting those goals, and they're worthy goals, but not everybody enjoys that. And not everybody enjoys that routine like that. And what's great about climbing is, number one, it's it's fun while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Fitness is something that just happens as a byproduct. You could do it conceivably and never even realize that you're trying to get fit.
Yeah.
And then just have it happen. And
I know for me, like, I love the gym, but at the same time, I love this to break up the gym.
Exactly.
So I always am way more sore whenever I leave here than I am whenever I leave the weight room. So.
Well, climbers have the highest strength to weight ratio in all of sports, and we never make the same move twice in our lives unless we repeat a route that we've done before, because, the rock doesn't change, it stays there.
You hear that, CrossFit? I think that's a challenge.
It's muscle confusion.
That's a challenge.
Muscle confusion for life, so you never plateau. That's why the fitness just keeps going up and up. I mean, a bench press, it's great exercise, but, I mean, once you learn it, it's the same for the rest of your life. We never make the same move twice in our lives.
For sure. So. Well, we're going to switch gears.
Yeah.
And outside of Treadstone and outside of sort of, your normal climbing realm that you're in, what is your favorite thing that you're involved with? Are you involved with any charities or any projects or anything like that?
Yes, actually. We're involved in several ministries. One of them's in Kenya. It'll be my third trip to Kenya here in about, what day is today? 5 weeks 25th? Or so. Yeah. I've been there a couple of times. There's a ministry over there called Blue Sky that was actually helped along by WinShape, which was helped along by Truett Cathy of Chick-fil-A.
Cool.
Yeah. So 14 years ago, he sent me over there to build a climbing gym in Nairobi, or near Nairobi.
Wow.
And now we're going to be going back and taking that program to the next level.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And you guys are going at the end of April?
Yes.
Okay, so this show will probably have aired right after you guys have left.
Okay.
So
I'm supposed to be back
right around that time.
The way I remember that as I'm required to be back by Mother's Day.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. So, upcoming events other than the Kenyan trip, do you guys have anything coming up this summer, or maybe some climbing events or anything like that?
This summer, yes, we do. We do 2 climbing competitions every year. We do a bouldering competition.
Come this way just a little bit.
We do a bouldering competition, and then we do a roped climbing competition. Bouldering is climbing without ropes, just not very high. So we do that competition once a year, and then we do a rope climbing competition once a year, and then we have summer camp that we're about to embark on again, and we're calling it Ninja Camp this year. So we have a parkour gym here in the gym that is run by a bunch of world-class parkour guys, Chase Connor and Zach Howard and those guys. So they're right here in our space too. So that kind of coalesces together really well into what we call Ninja Camp.
Very cool.
Yeah, Ultimate Ninja Warrior type exercises and activities, which kids love. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
I've got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and my 5-year-old likes the parkour better than the climbing.
Oh well, no worries.
He'll come around.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
But he doesn't have to.
So, any last things that you want to say to our viewers and listeners before we go?
Come see us. I mean, climbing's always thought of as like an extreme sport, which intimidates some people, but it's really important to know that you can take it to that level and crank it up to 11 if you want to, and be quote unquote extreme about it.
Right.
It's a lot like skiing in that way. You're skiing whether you're on the bunny slopes or if you're on a double black diamond, jumping out of a helicopter, skiing down Everest or something.
Right.
I mean,
That's
it's
true.
still skiing. So we've got routes for everybody.
Yeah, I
easy routes and hard routes.
I certainly wouldn't call what I do climbing extreme. That's not yet. So.
Well, to be good at it, that is one thing too. To be really good at climbing, it's not something that you just do as a diversion every now and then.
Right.
You've really got to do it 2 or 3 days a week.
Yeah, you got to work at it.
It's a very fleeting kind of fitness because it's so demanding.
Fair enough.
If you want to take it to that level. But you can also be recreational about it and do it as a kid's birthday party. You can be 5 years old or you can be 95 years old, and we have a route for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you guys also have some classes that you do, like
lots of classes.
Okay, belay classes and exploratory classes and stuff like that.
Right. If you have no experience with it at all, we have a thing called a discovery climb. So you can come in here and basically rent a staff member for an hour and work with you for an hour.
Very cool.
And our people actually continue to use the discovery climb sometimes beyond the basic level. And with members, I've even been known to basically do personal training as just another discovery climb. We take care of our members.
Very cool, man. Yeah. Very cool. Well, last things. Yeah. What's the address here, just so we can make sure that they know, and we'll put it up on screen for you.
It's 4209 Milgen Road.
Okay.
Suite 7.
There you go.
Yeah.
So 4209 Milgen Road, right across from Christ Community Church. And you guys have a website too, right?
Treadstoneclimbing.com.
Treadstoneclimbing.com. No dashes or spaces or anything like that. Straight through.
Right.
So very cool. Well, Mark, thank you so much for joining us today, man.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, it's been a real blast. Columbus, that's what's up today, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks. What's Up Columbus is a high attitude video production. If you would like to be featured on the show, please visit www.whatsupcolumbus.com or highattitudevideo.com for contact information and details. Thanks, and we'll catch you next week.